itchy. Yo, what up, drug dealers? I'm here, it's me, Arbdog, returned from the dead to bring you guys a new kind of segment, a new kind of YouTube video. And it's gonna be called Real Pharmacist Reacts to. Actually, that's not what it's gonna be called. It's gonna be called Pharmacy or Fiction. And I'm super excited to bring this to you guys, okay? Because there's a lot of videos out there like Real Doctor Reacts to, Real Lawyer, Real Psychologist, whatever, where, you know, we have experts on the matter, you know, commenting on movies or TV shows or clips or whatever, you know, that they've seen in that realm. And I've never really seen a lot of like Pharmacist Reacts videos out there, not ones that have made it big anyway. And, you know, I just thought like, why don't I do that? Because I have a lot to say when I'm watching these movies or TV shows and there's a pharmacy scene, seldom as they are, okay, in the movie or TV show, right? So yeah, I'm super excited to do this, and we're gonna get right into it pretty quick here. But first, y'all know what to do. You gotta make sure you subscribe. Bow, bow, bow. And now, we're gonna start, you know, real hot and heavy, okay? We're coming in real hot with the first video here. It's a little bit like PG-13 or something, or maybe even higher rating than that. You know, like it's not made for kids. It's not. Hi, son. Come on in. Come on in. Hi, Bubba's. Here, okay. Good job, baby. Anyway, yeah, start off real hot, real, you know, it's not suitable for children. It's not made for children, YouTube might say. YouTube might ask me. I might say no, you know. Yeah, so we're starting off with The Boys. Season 4, episode 7 and 8, I think. So guys, if you haven't seen this season yet, or, you know, you don't want to ruin the show for yourself, although if you've never seen any episode of this show before, you know, like, is probably not going to spoil anything for you, not too much anyway. But if you are just starting this season, maybe don't watch this video, okay? And prepare yourselves. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we're starting off with this scene here. If you guys have seen previous seasons, you know, this will make more sense. That being said, it's kind of self-explanatory.
You're not pregnant.
There's a long regimen of drugs a person can take to make it happen.
She's right. There are, in fact, drugs that can make you lactate that exist in the world, okay? And that exist in North America. She also just claimed there that there's a long regimen of gloves? There's a long regimen of drugs, okay? And that part is not necessarily true. I would describe it as there being a few different options of drugs that you can take, specifically if like the first option doesn't work, you know, if it isn't effective to make you lactate, and then you would try a different one. Like what I'm hearing her say is multiple drugs at once that you have to take for quite a long period of time. Generally, I would say you would probably start seeing the effect, if it's gonna work, like within a few months.
Enlarges the heart just a tiny little bit.
She also claims that the drug that she's using, or the long regimen of drugs that she's using, enlarged the heart a tiny bit. That is not necessarily true. They can, depending on what she's using, I guess, but like the main one could cause heart issues and like sudden cardiac death. Again, you know, low risk, unless the person has other risk factors. But it's not through enlargement of the heart. It's through affecting the rhythm of your heart in a negative way that can lead to these other issues. Also, people generally use these drugs to help them lactate if they've just given birth and are having trouble lactating, okay? That being said, there are drugs that have the production of breast milk as a side effect, like as kind of an unwanted side effect, right? So you may be using a drug for something completely separate, and it may come with the side effect of like producing breast milk.
How are you doing this morning?
So yeah, she's coughing, you know, you can see she's having some blue under her eyes here, looks a bit pale.
They're causing a little heart palpitation and a high fever, but it ain't no big thing.
Okay, well, you're coughing all over me.
And she says that she's having heart palpitations and high fever. Now, the heart palpitations, you could feel them if you were having like abnormal rhythm rate, which the drug can cause. She also mentions high fever, which wouldn't necessarily be happening just because of the heart issues, nor is it kind of like a regular side effect of this drug. However, there's another drug anyway that can actually affect your white blood cells in your system. Now, again, for an otherwise healthy person, it's like you're probably not even going to come across this, as it is like uncommon. But yeah, if your body was run down, your heart was run down, you had lower blood cells, at that point you are actually at risk, like higher risk of having infections. So if you were to get an infection, that would then, you know, potentially give you a high fever. That also might be why they've kind of made her look pretty ill, because at this point she might be battling an infection, maybe even a upper respiratory infection. Even her heart rhythm problems could explain why she's coughing so much. These things like having your heart not pumping properly, and then having, you know, less oxygen to bring into the lungs is going to make you know, your body have less oxygen, because less of this oxygenated blood is being pumped to the rest of your body. So that could be why they've made her like have blue and stuff, which, you know, are signs of like not enough oxygen. So that's what I see going on here. And in rare certain circumstances, this could happen to someone that is using this drug, or like, I mean, multiple of these drugs at once. And because of her obsession with Homelander, she might have just started taking all of the drugs at once to try and speed up the process and, you know, not have it fail, right? Because she really did want to do this for him. So I guess at the end of these videos, I'm probably going to say whether this clip from the show was accurate or not, or in other words, whether it was pharmacy or fiction. And I would say that overall, these clips about the drugs that produce breast milk, when you're not naturally, you know, having given birth and supposed to be able to produce it, it's not fiction, it's not made up. They did do a bit of research before they used this topic in their show. Okay, so I'm happy to report that I was satisfied with the way they used this information about the drugs. Okay, so The Boys, Season 4, Pharmacy. That's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. If you guys have any questions, also, you know, let me know in the comments below. And I also want to leave you off with, you know, things that like I might as well tell you my from my professional judgment, you know, things that advice, it's called advice, things that I think would help you. Okay, advice. Remember to always advocate for yourself. Okay, nobody else is going to do it for you. So if you ever think you're not getting what you should out of the healthcare system or from a certain healthcare provider, please do not give up, and please continue to advocate for yourself. Okay, trust your gut, you know, don't give up, because I promise you, one day someone will listen and someone will do the investigating. Okay, and you should never be made to feel like you are doing something wrong by bringing your concerns to a healthcare professional. Okay? Anyway, bye. Oh, also please like the video. and subscribe. Okay, bye.